Whenever there was a loud noise outside, a man would hit the sewer pipe at the same time, because only in this way could he hide the loud noise and prevent the jail guard above from hearing it. This thick sewer pipe was his only way out. After trying many times, finally the man succeeded in breaking it. At the same time, a heavy amount of dirty water came out. Along with that, a strange smell spread, but he didn't care about it. He immediately entered the very dirty pipe and went towards freedom. Even though there was a smell of dirty water and dirt all around, he didn't give up, because it took him almost 20 years to escape from this jail. After coming out of the sewer, he didn't waste a single moment and ran towards the jungle. Soon, the scene shifted to the next morning. When the jailer counted the prisoners, he found that the prisoner in room 245 didn't come out for a long time. When there was no movement from the room, the jailer climbed up in anger. But when he reached the door, he was shocked, because there was no one in the cell. On the other side, when the jail superintendent was changing clothes, he heard the sound of an alarm. He immediately realized the problem and he quickly ran towards the jail. After that, he started abusing the jail guards, because he was here last night when they were counting. How did he suddenly disappear? Immediately after that, he called his guards and called that man's best friend, Rate, who was a prisoner. He felt that these two always stayed together. So, before running away, that man must have told Rate something. Hearing this, the jail superintendent got even more angry, because since the creation of this jail, this has never happened before. In anger, he picked up a stone lying nearby and threw it towards the poster on the wall. But a strange noise was heard from there. When he went near and saw, he found that the stone went straight across the poster and made a small hole in it. Then he understood everything. He quickly put his hand inside and tore the poster in a jiffy. He saw a big hole in the wall in front of him that went straight out of the jail. Everyone was surprised to see this scene. Finally, no one knew when that man had dug such a big hole. Immediately after this, the jailer started digging on a large scale with the police dogs. But even after a whole day's hard work, he only found a worn-out hammer and a torn old prisoner's uniform. Even now, the jailer was not able to believe that with just a small hammer, he could have dug such a big hole. The man just wanted to put his name on the wall, but he found out unknowingly that the wall was easily torn. Because he was very knowledgeable about geoscience, he quickly understood the root of the problem. The jail had not been repaired for a long time, and the cement on the wall was completely damaged. He immediately understood that God had given him a chance to escape. In the days after that, whenever he got a chance, he would start digging the wall. The poster on the wall became a good way to hide his digging. He would quietly drop the cement he was digging out of his pants during his watch. He had ordered a hammer from the raid, which had been here for 20 years and was very sophisticated. He could have somehow obtained almost everything except the jailer's key, but he could not escape the sudden investigation of the jail. The man knew very well that if this secret was ever revealed, his end would be only death. He pretended that he was reading a book when the jailer came with the people. He fully cooperated so that they could not sense his fear. The jail guards started looking for his things back and forth, not even leaving the corners of the chair. The man just quietly prayed on one side that they would not tear the poster. Finally, they searched for a long time, but found nothing unusual. At the same time, the jailer remained silent, and then he took the Bible from the man's hand. When the jailer asked him some questions about the Bible while investigating, he gave the right answer to all. Actually, the jailer also liked to read the Bible, so he was very satisfied with the answers of the man. Although the prisoners were not allowed to put up a poster according to the rules of the jail, he did not say anything to the man and did not remove the poster. On his way out, he returned the Bible to him and said that the way to salvation is hidden in this. Actually, he used this book to hide the hammer, and this hammer was the way to his freedom. The man was a banker who was accused of murdering his wife and his lover and sentenced to life imprisonment. But in reality, he was innocent. That day, he was drunk. He thought that the gun would scare him, but he did not go up even after trying hard. He did not want to commit a crime, so he drove the car and went back, and he threw the gun in the river. But the surprising thing was that the next day, his wife and his lover were still killed. The weapon used in the murder was also the same revolver that the man had thrown into the river. The judge found him guilty on this basis and finally sent him to Shawshank jail. Whenever a new prisoner came, here the old prisoners used to bet who would cry first. In the beginning, Red did not have much hope from Andy. He thought that he was thin and weak, and he would definitely get scared easily. The rest of the inmates believed that the fat man would first fall on his knees and apologize. Looking at the applause of the old prisoners around him and their teary eyes, the man started getting scared that he had to spend his whole life here. When all the new prisoners came in, the jailer read the rules here. During this time, a prisoner suddenly asked. He did not answer, but pointed to the guard standing next to him. After this, he was taken to clean his body. When all this was done, he was brought to the jail cell without clothes. These new prisoners understood this well, that as soon as the iron door closed, their life was no longer theirs. But Shawshank Jail, that's when Red's comrades gave the idea of introducing their friends to the crying fat boy. But the fat man was repeating just one thing: "I don't want to stay here anymore." He couldn't take it anymore. He started crying and shouting that he had to go home. Soon, his screams drew the attention of the jail guards. When they reached, the fat man started crying even more and begged them to let him go. In the end, he was dragged out mercilessly. Then the captain beat him up. The prisoners around could not see all this and begged for mercy for him, but none of the guards said a word to him, and they kept beating him mercilessly. It didn't take long for the fat man to lie on the ground and there was no movement in him. Then the captain told people to take him to the medical room and warned the other prisoners that if they made noise again, they would be in the same situation. But by the time the fat man was brought there, the doctors had left and he lay there all night. When the doctors arrived early in the morning, nothing could be done until then. The prisoner who wanted to make him his friend could not believe what he heard, and everyone understood that the life of a prisoner here was priceless. Everyone kept eating and drinking like before. No one remembered him. Soon, Andy also had to face trouble because he was spotted by a gay prisoner. After understanding this, he decided to leave quietly, but the other guy was not in the mood to leave him. That day, the man was working in the laundry as usual. Then a co-worker asked him to get some bleaching powder for him. He did it without any hesitation, but as soon as he bent down to pick up the stuff, the same gay man suddenly stood behind him. There were two other people with him, who were called the Three Sisters of Shawshank. The man immediately realized the mess and quickly picked up the bleaching powder. But as soon as he was about to do something, one of them came from behind and grabbed him tightly. The result was clear. He could not stand in front of them and was forced to remove his belt. This is where his 2-year humiliating life began. In the coming days, the Three Sisters would often look for him. For this reason, he always had bruises on his body. If this continued, he would not be able to bear it for many days. After the 3rd year, the situation took a new turn. He needed to repair the roof of the jail, and for this he needed 10 prisoners. The prisoners understood that special work meant more money, so everyone wanted to join the 10, but the place was limited. But this was not a problem for the raid. He gave 10 packets of cigarettes and convinced the jailer to include the names of all his friends in the list. He also included Andy's name in those 10 people. He understood his situation well, so he wanted to help this poor man. At least during this repair work, the Three Sisters could not bother him. During this time, the man got a chance to prove himself. While talking to the team leader guard, he unknowingly told them that his brother has left a big inheritance after his death, out of which only 4 lakh rupees have been given to him. But the government is going to collect almost half of the tax from him, which is making him very worried. Being a bank employee, the man had a great idea and he went straight to the captain. Looking at him coming forward, the breath of his colleagues stopped. Seeing this, the captain suddenly felt ashamed and decided to push him down from here. But before he could push him down, the man immediately said that he can give him his 4 lakh rupees without tax, and for this he won't have to pay a single rupee. Hearing this, the guard suddenly stopped. The man said that he had already helped many people like this and he wants to help him too. But his condition was that he should give all the prisoners 3 bottles of cold beer. The captain knew that he was a bank manager and he was an expert in this matter, so he listened to him without any hesitation. But the rest of the people were still afraid that the man in front of them might get angry and kill him. Finally, everyone drank the beer, which was the greatest joy for them. This was the beer that was bought by the toughest jailer in history. At that moment, the sun was shining on everyone. They were not prisoners anymore, but they were looking like ordinary workers who were enjoying the afternoon tea after the work was over. This was the thing that the man wanted to see. He wanted everyone to live a normal life like the people outside, even if it was only for a few minutes. Soon, the work of repairing the roof reached its final stage and he came back to the jail. That day, the 3 sisters who had been alone for a long time came back to him. Facing their humiliation, the man attacked them in anger instead of keeping quiet this time. But the result was that he had to endure even more torture, and in a short while they took him under control. "Now I am going to open my mouth, and whatever comes out of it, you will have to swallow it." Then the man answered in anger that if you do this, you will not get that thing back safe and sound. "If you put anything in my mouth, you will regret it." He clearly said that if you do this, I will put an 8-inch steel knife in your ear. Then the man said that his mental balance has shifted and he has no control over it. He warned that if he made the mistake of putting it in his mouth, it is possible that he will bite him, even if he does not want to. Hearing this, the 3 sisters began to fear for a while, but this fear soon turned into anger. They started attacking that man with punches and kicks until he became unconscious. The result was that the man remained in the medical room. The eldest sister of the 3 sisters was locked up for a week as a punishment, but the story did not end here. When he returned to his cell, he saw that the captain was standing there in anger. He immediately realized the seriousness of the situation, but now there was no chance to escape. The captain beat him up. The captain's cruelty was already known. He was beaten so mercilessly that he went into a coma. After that, he was sent to another jail for treatment. After this incident, the three sisters never dared to mess with him again. In fact, all this happened at the behest of the captain because he had recognized that the man was a banker, could be very useful in the future. Immediately after this, he was transferred from the laundry to the library, where an elderly prisoner was also with him. The old man had been living there for the past 50 years. The work of the library was very easy and light. If someone had to borrow a book, he just had to register it. But due to the captain's help and tax theft, soon other jailers also came to ask for help. He did not refuse anyone to live comfortably in the jail, and he made plans to help everyone. In less than a month, he completed the tax refund process in no time. He became famous in the entire jail. Even the jail superintendent started asking him for help. His work had increased so much that sometimes Red was also called for help. To expand the library and give everyone a chance to read new books, he again asked the jail superintendent for a fund. But he said that the financial position of the jail is not good right now and there is no extra fund to expand the library. However, there was only one way to ask for money from the state legislature. With his permission, he wrote letters to the state legislature every week and started asking for funds. But every time, there was no answer to his letter. Still, he was not going to give up so easily. He wrote letters continuously for 6 years. Meanwhile, one day a strange incident occurred in the library. Prisoner Old Brook took a knife and made one of his companions a prisoner. He had been living here for a long time. He was always quiet and cheerful and he had never behaved like this. In fact, his parole had been approved and he was going to leave soon. This was a good thing in itself. But he had been living in this jail for 50 years. He was used to everything here and did not want to go out at all. So he decided to kill the man to stay here. But after constantly explaining to Andy, he finally put down the knife in his hand and accepted the truth. The rest of the people were not able to understand why a person would always want to stay in jail. They just wanted to get out somehow. Red said that he felt at home here. He is a very special person in Shawshank jail. Here is his identity, his respect, but outside he is nothing. After going out, he will just be an old man whom no one will even ask who he is. Very soon, the day came when he had to go out. He freed the crow whom he had raised with love and experienced his own release. The guards here also respected him a lot. When he was standing on the road full of people and cars, he had a strange look on his face. He had been away from this society for a very long time. The outside world had become completely foreign to him. 50 years ago he had only seen one car, but now there were a lot of cars on the roads. The government arranged a temporary home for him and got him a job in the supermarket for packing. But as he grew older, the old man worked very slowly and often made mistakes. Hearing the constant complaints of customers, the manager used to scold him in front of everyone. No one cared that he was an old man. He did not even have a friend with whom he could talk. While sleeping at night, he often imagined that when he would wake up, he would be in his cell again because he could live there. He had even thought that he would steal again so that he could return to jail. But he had become very old. Now he was not in a condition to steal like that. After a while, he took a sad decision. He dug his name on the wall of the room with a knife and then committed suicide without hesitation. This is how his sad life ended. When the other prisoners of the jail heard this news, they were deeply saddened, especially Red. He had also been here for 30 years. Every time he applied for parole, he would answer politely that he has improved himself and now he will not be a threat to society. But he was denied every time. Meanwhile, Andy got a large number of books and a fund of 18,000 rupees which was sent on Monday. The guards wanted him to stop writing and stop himself. His hard work finally paid off and he decided that from now on he would write 2 letters every week. To celebrate his success, he made an excuse to go to the bathroom and quietly took out a record and played it. After that, he closed all the doors and turned on the radio. Now everyone could hear this music and everyone was surprised. They started listening carefully because earlier on the radio only, Jailer's constant warnings were heard, but this time the song was playing. When Jailer reached there, that man was lying comfortably on the chair enjoying the song. He did not respond to Jailer's warning. He did not care about anyone but increased the volume even more. Seeing this, Jailer got angry and broke the door from outside, which broke the glass. As a result, he was sentenced for 2 weeks. It was good that he had helped many people earlier, otherwise he would have been killed there. Finally, 2 years later, his hard work paid off again. On Monday, he found out that the amount of 18,000 rupees was increased to 45,000 rupees. Soon, everyone got a place to study and many people started coming there at once. Soon, that man became a tool to make black money white for the superintendent. Every time he successfully made the money, that Jailer got white and then deposited it in different bank accounts. But that cunning Andy thought of a plan. He took advantage of the shortcomings of the law and made a fake person and registered all the bank accounts in his name. However, whenever that man wanted, he could change that fake person in a moment and withdraw all the money. Soon the time went ahead for 7 years and new prisoners were brought to the jail. Tommy was the most unknown among them. He was caught in the house on the charges of robbery, and this was not the first time when he came to the jail. That's why he got along with everyone as soon as he came. He also became good friends with Andy. Andy asked Tommy to arrange for a high school diploma so that he could find a job easy. Actually, Tommy was the one who was going to reveal the truth when he came to the jail. One day he was talking to Red and he unknowingly asked him why he came to the jail. Tommy remembered an incident that happened 4 years ago. At that time he was serving a sentence in another jail. One day a prisoner came to him who used to steal at home and he liked to confess his crimes. He told him about a recent crime and said that he entered the house of a golf coach. He caught the man romancing with a woman and he killed them both. Later he found out that the woman was already married and her husband was a banker. The banker was none other than Andy. At that moment he realized that what happened that year was the truth. He was completely innocent. He went to the jailer and he was hoping that the case would start again and he would get justice. But surprisingly, the jailer, who thought that he was just earning money, clearly said that Tommy told this story just to make him happy. Andy knew the real reason and the man did not want to let him go from here. As soon as he heard this, the jailer got very angry. He called his men and forced Andy out and put him behind bars for a month. After that, he sent his men to call Tommy. Tommy had no idea that all this was a trap set by the jailer. First, the warden talked to him in a very calm manner. He gave him a cigarette and tried to convince him that Andy's case was the same as Tommy told him. Then Tommy clearly said that whatever he told was completely true and that he was ready to testify in court. The warden breathed a sigh of relief and then he pushed the cigarette on the ground and pointed to the captain, who was standing above him. Tommy was mercilessly killed. There was already an excuse that Tommy was trying to escape from the jail. He attacked him when he was caught, so he had to shoot him out of helplessness. The warden contacted Andy and interrogated him, which was still kept as a punishment. He tried to convince him to return to work, but when Andy refused, the warden threatened him that he would burn the library so that no one could read, or lock him up with the 3 sisters of Shawshank, and then no one would come to save him. Finally, when there was no way left, Andy had to compromise, but he didn't know that the man was going to run away from him soon. He then bid farewell to Reed and told him his dream for the first time. He said that he wanted to go to a small town, Jwatenejo, which is situated on the banks of the Pacific Ocean. There he would buy an old boat and repair it with his own hands and then open a small restaurant where he would spend the rest of his life in peace.
After saying this, he asked for Red's help. He said, "If you ever go out, there is a place called Buxton where there is an open field and there is a big fig tree on its north side. There is a small wall made, there is a black volcanic rock between those stones, and there are some burials. I want you to keep that special thing." After hearing this, Red was shocked. He didn't understand why Andy was saying such strange things. He kept thinking that maybe the torture had affected his mind. That day, Andy was whitening the black money for the warden as usual, but as soon as the warden went to open the safe door, Andy changed the original documents with fake ones. The warden didn't even notice. He put the documents in the safe without any doubt. Before leaving, the warden especially told Andy to clean his leather shoes. Andy cleaned his shoes, but then he put on the same shoes himself. Red was very upset to see. As soon as the lights went off in the jail, the man took off his prisoner uniform and wore the suit stolen from the warden. Finally, after 20 years of hard work, the tunnel behind the wall was completely ready. He was going to be released tonight. Taking advantage of the darkness of the night, he completed his plan and successfully got out of jail. The next day, he reached the bank and withdrew all the black money from the warden. Then he bought a sports car and left for some other place. When the warden opened the safe again, he found only the same Bible. He opened the back of the Bible, but it was too late. The man had sent all the evidence related to the murder of the warden. As soon as he got the news, the people of the Federal Inspection Agency reached the jail. The captain who was with the warden could not escape the law. The warden knew that if he went to jail, he would either be shot or the same prisoners who he had been crushing for years. He thought it was better to commit suicide and killed everyone. He could not understand how that man destroyed him so cleverly. Andy was gone. But his stories were still alive. Everyone praised him a lot. The man who looked weak was also killed by the warden. After the death of the warden, everyone's life was much better, and Red also got his third parole. He was already in jail for 40 years and this time the jailer finally approved his request. Just like. The old man Brooks wore a clean suit and went out of the main gate of the jail, but on the way back, he had the same trouble and confusion. As soon as he reached the city, he was kept in the same room where Brooks used to live, and a job at the supermarket was also given. It was clear that he was not used to the life outside because he often asked the same question. "Get fresh and come, boss, every time you want to go, you don't have to ask me, you can go." The man had been in jail for 40 years, so taking permission every time was a part of his daily life. But he could not leave him even if he wanted to. He just wanted to break his parole so that he could be sent back to jail. He also wanted to give his life like Brooks, but the promise he made to that man was still in his heart. Then he reached the place he was told. After crossing many high mountains, he finally found that big tree. While walking with a stone wall, he saw a black volcano. When he removed it, there was really something hidden under it. A dusty iron box. When there was no one around, Red opened it. There was a letter and a car of notes in it. In the letter, Andy had written that he had prepared everything in the small town of Juatani. Now he was waiting for Red. As soon as he read it, Red left to meet Andy. He traveled for a long time, and when he finally reached there, he saw that Andy was pulling his boat. Suddenly, Andy's eyes fell on Red and he was very happy to see him, and this great movie ended here. If you liked this video, please subscribe to our channel and like the video.